Back now to one of our top stories, the CAW deal with General Motors. Now, we've been talking a lot about GM these days, talk that's all business. But hang on, these cars have history and fans, and if there's one brand that captures that, it's got to be Pontiac. Some people love those cars, and GM's decision to dump the line has created heartbreak and a determination not to give up. Here's Havard Gould with Pontiac Blues.
When I heard it was gone, it was just like a family member being killed off.
They are fans and fanatics standing at the end of the road. Their cherished Pontiacs going out of production, soon to be discarded by General Motors.
I've owned 11 Pontiacs since I first started driving, and to see it go is a sad thing for me. Damn.
It is an attachment that is hard for outsiders to understand or insiders to explain. But somehow these people are smitten.
What is it about Pontiacs? It's the styling. When I got my Grand Am GT, it was just something about the shape, the style, and the way it drove that really got me into cars. Before that moment, I couldn't tell you the difference between a Nissan and a Pontiac at all. I couldn't tell anything.
For decades, Pontiac was marketed as young and athletic, a call still heard by those who may be neither now. But there is also something else at work here. For these Pontiac Club members, the brand inspires a nostalgia for the cars of childhood or a desire to hold on to that first experience behind the wheel.
Just growing up with GM and knowing what good cars they made and being in love with the Smokey and the band at Trans Am really made me want one of my own. And I think one of the happiest days in my life was when I got to drive home my 2000 Sunfire.
That 2000 Sunfire has just been dressed up in an expensive coat of black lacquer. The paint still fresh on the day GM announced the end of Pontiac.
Felt like getting punched in the gut. I went into work the next morning and all of the Ford people were making fun of me, jeering, saying, "Oh, time to put your car in a museum." And I was laughing, of course, because you don't want to be a grump about it. But inside, it was a sickening feeling. I was like, wow, this is the end of an era. This is sad.
There is no place for sentiment on the used car lot. Every brand, every car, worth precisely what someone will pay for it.
This is an Oldsmobile. They don't make those anymore.
Nope, they discontinued these a few years ago. This is a 2004 Oldsmobile Alero. We sold this vehicle to a wonderful lady yesterday, and she's not concerned that this line's gone and another line might be gone.
Justin Newsom, second-generation salesperson, says Pontiac owners need not fear a sudden slump in trade-in value. For Oldsmobile values stayed firm when GM dropped that brand years ago.
So people who own Pontiacs, do not worry, your cars are safe if you choose to sell them down the road.
It's not just a car, it's a part of your life. It's what you drive every day, and you get used to it, so it's pretty hard to let go of.
Down the road, Edgar D'Souza expects he will always be in a Pontiac. He plans to keep his supercharged Pontiac Grand Prix GTP rolling as long as he can.
If the engine goes out on this car, only option that I'm considering is putting in a new engine and keeping the car going.
Pontiac forever?
Pontiac forever.
But where will the parts come from when Pontiac is no more? Walk in Don Fraser's shoes for a bit and you'll see.
Back here, off to our left is the small parts, and off to our right is the sheet metal and suspension. And we'll take you back around to the back where we have our dismantling.
That's off of Pontiac. Sunfire door.
Pontiac Sunfire.
Yeah.
And we'll just
which way now?
We're going to head off this way.
His used parts warehouse has 80,000 parts on hand, more coming in every day. Even when parts makers give up on Pontiac, he says, parts recyclers will fill every gap.
You can get anything?
We can get anything.
Can you prove it?
Absolutely.
We ask him for some random bits and pieces for out-of-production Oldsmobiles. We picked models from the 80s, 90s, and a passenger door from one of the last Oldsmobiles ever made.
Okay.
How long would it take me to get Say an exhaust manifold for a 2000 Aurora.
The manifold we had in minutes.
So there you go. Okay, so that's the manifold with the O2 sensor attached, ready to go.
How long would it take you to get a set of taillights for a 84 Cutlass Supreme?
The taillights were out back.
They're in inventory, not on the shelf yet, so this set of taillights is what you ordered up. We'll have somebody come out, pop the trunk, unbolt the lights, and away you go.
And a passenger door for an Olds
Alero, 2003.
I can have you one here for tomorrow morning.
Should the guy who's got the Pontiac in his driveway be scared about parts?
Absolutely not.
The Pontiac Club members remain loyal, swearing allegiance to the brand GM is abandoning. But something is missing now.
The fun is ending.
Yes, it is ending, but hopefully we can keep these cars on the road long after the doors are closed.
A curious passion enduring even as Pontiac fades away. Howard Gould, CBC News, Burlington, Ontario.